Hello everyone, welcome. What is Dharma? Dharma is the fundamental, eternal, intrinsic nature and the path of least harm. Dharma is the fundamental, eternal, intrinsic nature and the path of least harm. Dharma is the natural law of the inner dimension, a behavioral norm based on the non-dual nature of reality. How I want to be treated is called dharma, and how I do not want to be treated is called adharma. When you follow dharma for a long time, what needs to be done in the right way becomes what you want to do. Again, when you follow dharma for a long time, what needs to be done in the right way becomes what you want to do. Is automatic. Dharma also means the right conduct. Dharma is the universal law or principle that lies inherent in everyone and everything. Dharma simply means the ultimate law that keeps the universe together, that keeps the universe in harmony, in accord, the norm that makes the universe a cosmos, not a chaos. Cosmos means order. Dharma is not a dogma, it is a very scientific truth. It is like gravitation. Gravitation is the natural law of the outer. Physicality is not possible without gravitation, without the order. And consciousness is not possible unless there is something like an ultimate law which keeps everything together, which binds everything together. Dharma is that natural law. So important. Dharma of the water is to flow down. Dharma of the fire is to be hot. Unfortunately, there is no equivalent word for it in English, so I have to use the word dharma. Science stands for the search for nature's laws favorable to the external or outer world. There are obviously certain laws of nature that exist in the outer world. If we conform to those laws, nature becomes agreeable. If we go against them, it becomes disagreeable. No matter how high you jump against gravity, you're going to come down. In a way, it is wrong to say nature becomes agreeable or disagreeable. The right way to put it is whether we are able to make or take nature's help or not. Rather, one should say that if we conduct ourselves in a manner that nature can be helpful to us, we stand to gain from it. If we conduct ourselves in a manner that nature cannot be helpful, then we stand to lose from it. Similarly, spirituality stands for the search for nature's laws agreeable to the inner world. Dharma is the law governing our experience, namely the psychological and moral laws. Physical laws exist so that fire is always hot and sugar is always sweet. Psychological laws exist so that certain circumstances like feeling loved leave the mind peaceful, while others like being exposed to violence leave it agitated. Moral laws exist so that lying, stealing, or hurting others feel wrong, and being helpful, cheerful, or showing compassion feel right. While we all understand intuitively that there are universal laws, Very few people actually understand that to live a relatively peaceful life, all you need to do is follow them, follow Dharma. You can only understand Dharma, you cannot worship it, you can only understand Dharma and live it. Whenever you go against such law, you are in misery, and whenever you are in tune with it, you are in bliss, in peace. And what is that single and the greatest psychological or moral law to follow? Do unto others as you would have done unto you. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. Because as you sow, so shall you reap, isn't it? The worldview of Dharma consists of a code of metaphysical principles that are universal. These principles, behavioral norms, responsibilities are of four types. 1. Universal responsibility. This includes universal values of life common to all people and all creatures that apply all the time. This can be understood in a very simple manner. Whatever I want to be done to me, I should do to others. Whatever I do not want to be done to me, I should not do to others. Second one, specific responsibility. This includes responsibilities based on position, status, age, gender, etc. For example, it is your responsibility as a man to help a woman in her physical needs as she is weak physically. Third one, extraordinary responsibility. Responsibilities associated with extraordinary features such as talents, riches, knowledge, etc. For example, it is your responsibility to give or help others in need if you are wealthy. Critical responsibility, the last one. This includes responsibilities in case of an emergency or a crisis. Dharma may be overlooked in these situations to help the emergency resolved. When you are in doubt about deciding whether an act is dharmic or right or not, when you are in doubt about deciding whether an act is dharmic/right or not, here are two simple tests. 1. See whether it binds you or releases you from karmic debt. And 2. Ask what would happen if everyone did it. If everyone did a thing and the result was of ultimate benefit to the human race, then that action is dharmic. If everyone did it and it brought disaster to the human race, then that is not very elevated thing to do. So what is the supreme dharma of a human being? Supreme dharma of all? Non-violence, ahimsa in Sanskrit. Non-violence simply means that killing, destroying, hurting is ugly. That does not mean that allowing somebody else to do such a thing is not ugly, which means that allowing somebody else to be violent is a dharma on your part. So, is it our dharma to help others or to give others? Yes. The miracle of giving is that this process is self-replenishing. Whenever we ask for something, our consciousness closes its doors. Whenever we give something, our consciousness opens up. Our heart opens up each time we give and closes its doors whenever we have a demand. Whenever you ask for something, that simply shows that you don't have it. Whenever you give something, that shows that you have it. You are the first person that would always feel it in giving. The moment you ask for something, you become afraid. Am I going to attain what I asked for or not? That fear closes the doors of your consciousness. That fear creates even more distance between you and the divine. So give and rejoice. But watch out. Do not give to get something. Do not give to get or benefit something. If you give it for that reason, then you are not really giving. You are practicing a subtle form of taking. Your happiness will be shallow and temporary. The idea in giving is for you to feel closer to the other in giving, not for you to experience that the other is feeling closer to you in getting. The idea in giving is for you to feel closer to the other in giving, not for you to experience that the other is feeling closer to you in getting. Your getting is experienced in the moment of your giving through the self-experiencing or self-expressing act in itself. Another question, do we give and give until people would walk all over us? No. Giving as a pathway to experiencing the universal self is not about excluding the individual self. When making another happy is at the cost of you being unhappy, you are defeating your own purpose. Betrayal of yourself in order not to betray another is betrayal nonetheless. It is the highest betrayal. So, it is not selfish to give yourself what you wish to give another. For it is in giving to yourself that you replenish the supply of all that you wish to give to another. Another cardinal rule in giving. Do not seek to experience who you are through others in a superior way. Allow others to seek who they are through you. That's the genuine way. You cannot genuinely experience what you do not allow others to experience. In other words, if you like to experience God, let someone else experience God through you. When you allow this, your joy will be deeper and enduring. When you give something to another with purity of heart, because you see that they want it, need it, and should have it, then you will discover that you have it to give, always and in all ways. Now, is it our dharma to help others or to give others at all times? No. Help does not work when it is offered in such a way that it creates continued dependence rather than rapid independence. Help does not work when you allow another, in the name of compassion, to begin to rely on you rather than rely on themselves. That is not compassion. That is compulsion. Because that sort of helping is really power tripping. For the extent that you allow other persons to make you responsible for them, to that extent you have allowed them to make you powerful. And that, of course, makes you feel egoistic. feel worthy. The goal should be to help the weak grow strong, not to let the weak become weaker. If you want to be the greatest value to others, see them as you know they want to be. Never offer any kind of help that disempowers. Give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. This is the problem with many government assistance programs. Government programs can be self-perpetuating. People must be helped when they genuinely need help, but when they should not become addicted to that help, that they should not get addicted to that help, substituting it for their own self-reliance. Governments understand that help is power. That's why governments offer as much help to as many people as they can get away with. For the more people a government helps, the more people help the government. Whom the government supports the government. It has become the power politics, vote bank, numbers game. So, what is the ideal form of help or giving? It's called sharing. And what is sharing? Sharing is unburdening of your joy, unburdening of your wisdom. Sharing is spontaneous, unconditional, and prompted from beyond the realm of the mind. If you have, you share. Not because by sharing you will be helping others. No. But by sharing you will be growing. The more you share, the more you grow. Grow in consciousness. Joy is always a sharing. Joy does not exist alone. In the words charity or help, there is some ugliness. It seems that you are having the upper hand and the other is lower than you, that the other is a beggar, that you are helping the other, that he is in need. In sharing, you have got it too much, and that you have to share. When you give help or charity, you expect the other to thank you. When you share, you thank him that he allowed you to pour your energy, which was getting too much upon you. It was getting heavy. So you feel grateful. You feel thankful. Can you see the difference? Charity help is for the other's poverty. Sharing is out of your abundance, out of wisdom, out of compassion, out of joy, out of bliss. And this is your Dharma. Thank you. With love and respects.